Are you afraid of success?
No. Afraid of success? No. I'd say I'm more afraid of failure than I am of success.
Even the word failure is such a negative, has such negative connotations to it that it just brings you down every time you hear it.
Worst thing that I could say from failure is not being able to come back from it.
Yeah, like I said, if you're not good enough in university, then you can't make it anywhere else. And if you don't have this one bachelor's or honors, then you can't make it anywhere else. And even that sometimes doesn't help.
It would scare me if I worked in an environment where I wasn't happy.
I think downgrading and not doing what I want because I may not get money in what I want to do.
Hope in 10 years you have a partner and you have someone to be able to come home to and stuff like that. So I think that would scare me as well, to be alone.
Driving my family into some kind of major debt, some kind of black hole of debt, that scares the hell out of me.
Well, I mean, obviously people are going to be disappointed if ever I don't turn out to be as successful as they assume me to be. But personally, for me, it doesn't really affect me at all. I mean, if not, it's always, I'm always going to dig myself out of it at the end of the day.
It's not going to determine whether or not you get a job or not. I mean, kind of, because you need a degree these days, but at the same time, they're not asking for your records and to see like, oh, you failed this, you failed that.
You have to have the courage to be willing to fail in order to succeed.
To me, failure is a good thing, and it's part and parcel of learning how to keep going in life.
Because every time I failed at something, like I felt, it made me realize kind of how much I wanted it, and the fact that I could get back up and try again.
I don't know how many times you're going to get rejected, so you're constantly being put in a position of having to, keep pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and saying, I'm good enough.
Look at failure as not the end of the world, but a sort of a clue as to what we might need to do differently.
Success is setting and achieving a personal goal, period.
Success is personal. Success comes from, everybody should have their own definition of success. It doesn't come, there's no universal, this is success.
It's so important to define it in a way that's meaningful, not define it by some societal standard that doesn't work for anybody anymore.
If you like doing it, and if you like, actually not just achieving it, just doing it, or at least the story behind it, yeah. I guess it's better that way, when you don't have that pressure.
I have these two girls that are 20 and 18 years old now, and for them to get the idea that you should be doing the work that that you really sort of heart's desire is, that to me that's the greatest success right there. They get that sort of idea.
A good part of the challenge in achieving a personal goal is to set aside all of those things that you think you should do, that you expect others to do, that you have either grown up with, listened to from friends, family, or the places that you work, to set all of that aside, decide what is important to you today, in this moment, set and achieve that personal goal.
You watch Dragon's Den or one of those idiotic shows, well, that's all the marker is, for most of them, on those shows. And they just, if you're not, if you're not making money and you don't have great margins and all that, then quit. But they often ignore that other side, the more spiritual side of running a business, which can exist too.
Just a genuine good person is what I'd really hope to be remembered as.
One of the guys I work with, he told me he was taken aside by his grandfather. He says it's the last 10 minutes of your life. If that turns around, then you're successful.
I'd actually rather be known as an artist. I'm an artist first, and that was my first love. And I'm still, got my hand in, but I think that's, eventually that's probably where I'll end up.
But I like to feel that people are inspired or learn new things because of me, that I'm able to make a change in their life.
Because this building over here will be there for a very long time. So my grandson will see it. So will his.
I want to leave a positive memory in people's lives. I want to be if I can touch as much people and be at least a positive influence, I feel like I can look back on my life and feel that I've been successful.